It's Electric Drives. Your electric vehicle future starts right now. Welcome to the show. I'm Anthony Algmin. My co-host Bob Reese has the night off. We created this show to make it easier for others looking to move to electric vehicles, and that's more and more people every day. We're out there using EVs in normal commutes and road trips, and we'll share the wisdom we've gained from living our lives with electric vehicles. You can join in the conversation by sending your questions and topic ideas to questions@electricdrives.us, by joining our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/electric drives, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/electric drives to get exclusive content and help support the show. Today, we're going to talk about my first time supercharging my Tesla. So I've owned my Tesla for 4 months now, and I've put about 3,000 miles on it. And I've only ever charged it at home. It's all been commuting, basically, commuting and around town stuff. So I'm going on a trip. I'm driving to Pittsburgh next weekend, or when you see this, maybe last weekend. But when I do that, I'm going to have to use a lot of supercharging. And I realize, I don't know how to do it. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to actually document that process, because I used to have, as you all know, I used to have a Volkswagen ID4, and I used to have a Mustang Mach-E. I became quite familiar with the Electrify America and some of the other charging station options that were out there for DC fast charging especially. And I assumed that the Tesla experience would be a little bit different. And so what we'll have is we have 3 videos. First is a video I took close to my house, getting ready to go to the supercharger, because I had read that, if you go to a supercharger, you're on a trip and you want to do supercharging, you should be using your built-in navigation. You should select the supercharger you want to go to, and when it knows that you are going to be supercharging soon, it should precondition the battery, and you'll actually see that as I put in the navigation. So let's watch that first video now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what's going to happen next. Okay, everybody. I'm here in my Tesla, and today we're going to do the very first supercharging I've ever done. Have no idea. I expressly avoided looking up videos, looking up any directions to do this, and I have really no idea how to do this, even though I've done public fast charging in plenty of other cars. And so the first thing that we're going to do, we're near my house, but not at my house, because I don't want you stalkers finding me. And we are going to look for the closest supercharger. So this is the Supercharger Oakbrook. So we're going to go to that. We're actually going to set that as our destination. So it's already going in there, and we're going to go over and figure it out from there. And so we should be doing that. So the reason I did this is, you see this line up here, preconditioning battery for fast charging. So we've mentioned this on earlier episodes. If you use your in-car navigation, in Tesla for sure, but in some other cars as well, not all of them, but some of them, if it knows you're heading to a charging station, it will precondition your battery so that when you get there, your charging will go as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible, and as safe as possible. So that's what we're going for right now. I'm going to drive over there without holding the phone, because I ain't that guy. And we will pick it up when we get to the supercharger. All right? Thank you. Okay, so that video gets us on our way to the charging station. Not much more to add right now. Let's get to that charging station and watch the experience of plugging in. Okay, so we are just about at the charging station. There's several cars getting charged here right now. We're gonna pull in to slot 2D over here and try to avoid as many people as possible, which is just generally good life advice. And let's see if we can't do this while on camera. This is gonna be an interesting challenge. Look at that. Technology, it's something that we use. All right. Getting a lot of weird looks from people today. I mean, more than normal. Usually get plenty. Okay, so we have parked. We are here, and I am unbuckling because I will have to get out. But Okay, so we're going into the Tesla app now, and I see nothing to do yet, right? So charge status, whatever. So we can unlock the charge port, and we see on the screen when I open the charge port, we have that popped up. So let's get out and see what we have going on. So I'm guessing if I just plug in this puppy, stuff's gonna just start happening. That's my thinking. Let's see. All right. The beautiful car. For service, please call. Gotcha. All right, so we're plugged in. It's flashing. And it's green. All right, so let's see what happens here. So we now have on the app a 20-minute remaining to charge limit, because we set it to 80%. So this should literally give me enough time to run inside, see what's going on, and have a little breakfast. So with that, we'll come back and check it in a little bit, and I'll add any commentary as it makes sense. Okay. So after this, we are going to go have a bagel and then come back and see. And for our final video, you'll see kind of how it all wrapped up and how I figured out, okay, how much it cost, and kind of wrap it up from there. Okay, so we're down to about 2 minutes left now. We see this. I just got back to the car, went and grabbed a bagel. It was delicious from Panera. Hadn't eaten there in many years. Probably won't eat there for many more years, but it was fine. $3 something. So anyway, we see the supercharging tips. This is what they recommend, which is fine. Good etiquette tips. Love to see people actually follow them. So we're going to close this, see where we are. All we see right here is the details up here. What I have noticed, and this bothers me a little bit, is I have no idea how much any of this is costing me. I see nothing in the app. I see nothing on the screen here. And yeah, it was where it's, oh, here we go. Down here. Current session, 666. That feels high. But I mean, we're fast charging, and you know that this typically, so the same amount of charge, this was one commute's worth of charge, and this would cost me under $2 at home. So like we talked about last time we talked about how Bob's breakdown of actual charges kind of feeds together over the course of the month. Obviously, fast charging at a supercharger is going to be a lot more expensive than charging at home. It's not tons expensive. I mean, this is still, $6.81, or we got 1 more minute left. We'll see where we end up. But this is still going to be less than the, conservative $13 to $15 that it would cost me to fill up a fairly efficient gasoline-powered car to do the same commute. So even with my highest cost local option, if for some reason I couldn't charge at home, I'm still saving 50% on the cost here. So I really shouldn't complain here, but I'm spoiled because I charge at home literally every time before this morning. So this is kind of what we're looking at. It's very simple. I really didn't have to do anything at all in the app, and it really just kind of showed up, plugged the puppy in, leave. I didn't even need to check anything in my app technically. I could have just let it go and it would have been fine. And I had a nice leisurely bagel and came back and started talking to you people, and now it's pretty much wrapping up. So that's really fast. I was expecting this to take a little bit longer, but now you can see charging is complete. It stopped charging, and now I probably can, let's open up. So we've got a total cost of $7.07. I'm going to pull my app back up. Let's see what this says. So this says charge limit, charging complete. Let's unlock the charge port. You can also press the charging handle button to stop charging and unlock the charge port. That's actually a nice reminder, because I use my ChargePoint Home Flex at home with the adapter that came with the Tesla. And so I don't even know about this thing. I'd read about it. I just kind of forgot about it. So we can tap that twice. You press the hard charging handle button to stop charging and lock the charge port. So we'll do that next time. But now we should be good to go. So we're going to come out here and just wrap this up. And see, yep, sure enough, the Tesla T is white. It is already unlocked. I'm going to take this, plug it back in. And one of the cool features of the Tesla is the charge port door closes automatically, so that's very nice. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll wrap it up back at the studio. Thanks, everybody. So there you have it. That's really all there is to Tesla supercharging. So now I kind of feel foolish, a little bit silly, that I thought this was going to be complicated. But I'll tell you, it's actually pretty complicated in a lot of other cars and a lot of other charging situations, because you have to use an app specific to that particular brand of fast charger. Whereas with Tesla, the brand of the car and the brand of the supercharger or the charging option is all the same. So it's all kind of integrated together. It's kind of like the Apple model with the closed garden. Everything is designed to work really well together. Tesla really does a good job with that, more so than I even really realized going into this world. But with the other situations, you have all these kind of third-party charging situations or charging options, and then you have all these different kinds of manufacturers and cars and different cars within that. Bunch of different software, a bunch of different applications, all of which need to kind of work together. But I can see now why it's such a big deal for these automakers to figure out plug and charge options, because they want their experience to be similar to what the Tesla experience you just watched is. And that's really, it's easier than going to the gas station. I didn't have to get a credit card out. I didn't have to swipe anything. Granted, it took a little bit of setup on the front end. I had to have my credit card stored in my Tesla app. I had to have all of that. I had to know where to go that way. But like when it comes down to it, you drive up, you plug in, it charges up, we go have a bagel, come back, you're on your way. It's really not bad at all. And I think the other cars will get there. I think that integration challenge that they are faced with will be substantial, and it'll keep getting better over time until eventually the standards will emerge and everything will get solved. I think I compare it to like how you remember in the early days of iPods and MP3 players, there was that digital rights management, and it only worked about like 20% of the time. It really was terrible. And it took a long time before we could take for granted the downloaded music experience, unless we were stealing it from Napster or whatever. It took a while for that to all coalesce, but now it all works across any device. It's not really a big deal. Gas stations for internal combustion cars have been like that for a very long time. We will eventually get there with electric vehicles, and it'll probably happen faster than you might think with so many more electric vehicles hitting the road. This is a problem that they are highly motivated to solve, and I think we're going to see a lot of improvements in this area. So even if you're not driving a Tesla, the Tesla is the gold standard at the moment, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for non-Teslas to catch up and have just as good and eventually maybe even a better charging experience than you do with Tesla. So it's going to be interesting. The other thing to note is that Tesla superchargers are starting to open up to other car makers. And part of this is due to in the US, the tax situation and some of the regulations. Tesla wants to be able to be part of that world of tax incentives and all of that. And part of that means opening up their charging network to others. So we're going to see more and more of this over time, but I think hopefully today's video gives you insight to, okay, this is what it's really like from a Tesla perspective. We're going to actually have some other videos coming up where Bob will take his car and show a couple of the options. We're going to have him use a Tesla tap and show you what it's like to use a Tesla destination charger, level 2 charger with this Tesla tap. You're going to learn how to do that. You're also going to see what is that user experience currently like at the Electrify Americas or EVgo's or charge point fast chargers that are out there. So we're going to try to get some coverage in those and get you introduced. If you have other topics that you want to see, please let us know. Send those emails to questions@electricdrives.us. We really can't think of everything that you might want to know because we've both been driving these cars for a while, and it's easy to take for granted things that we know now that you may not know. So please do ask those questions, engage with us, and we'll create the content to help you out. So please do reach out and do that. So that's it. That wraps up the show for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that YouTube bell icon. Please send your questions questions and topic suggestions our way, and we'd love for you to join us on Facebook and Patreon. All the links for all those are in the show notes. Thank you for spending some time with us, and we wish you a smooth road ahead on your own electric drives. Thanks, everybody.